Welcome to Tea Talk Caregiver 101. Have tea with me. Today I have one of my favorite teas, which is organic green tea, and it's organic premium green tea. I've had like other just organic green tea. It does not taste as good as premium. I love premium organic green tea. It's just really so good. I don't know why. All right, let's get to the topic today of meal planning. And I talked a little bit about it in the introduction video how we're going to eventually have videos of cooking, in which the new segment will be quick easy meal segment, to where caregivers will see a meal being cooked. So I just can't wait for that new segment that's coming. But this video basically is going to be the introduction about meal planning and the importance of meal planning. Also, letting the individuals we take care of or family members have the autonomy of selecting their meal and participating in the meal process. And that is like my biggest thing, because we always talk about advocacy. Advocacy is respecting rights, also respecting choices, also letting them make a choice. So that's where the big thing called meal planning, because I have worked in group homes and things like that. I done made meals for my family members, and we always come to this subject of people that have selective appetite, or people that we say that they're picky eater, a choosy eater. So implementing a meal planning process will be helpful to you and the person you take care, or in the group home, same thing. Host home, same thing. Independence, same thing. The goal is to let them be able to take part into the process. So the number one thing I want to talk about is goals. We have goals, whether goals referring to, like, do they want to lose weight? Do they want to eat healthier? Or do they just want to be on a diet? Or do they just want to be on a special diet according to their blood type? We have to really, think about this. The people we take care of, we want them to respect. We want to, as the caregiver, to respect their choice. We want to encourage them, in their activities of their life. And meal planning is a really big one. So when we talk about goals, you want to talk to them about their goals. Sit down with them. What are your goals? What are your meal planning goals? You would sit down and talk to them the importance of having goals. What do goals mean to them? Or ask them, do they have any goals? A lot of individual that's high functioning, I know the answers probably will be different for the person on the medium and a person on the low. Because if you ask a person that's high functioning, say, yeah, I want to eat healthier. But when you talk about diet, be like, no, I'm all right. I want to keep eating that Burger King. I don't want to eat no special diet. I don't want to eat salads. I just want to eat sandwiches. That's when you're dealing with the person, and we have to respect their choices, because they're individuals, just like we are people, just like they are people, but we have to learn how to respect their choices. And the best thing, we can encourage them and say, hey, I understand you don't want to be on a diet, but let's just talk about, what do you think about healthier eating, what that looks like. So you could talk about eating vegetables, you could talk about fruits, you could talk about the breads, you could talk about the stuff they like, and you just ask them, what type of vegetables you like, what type of fruits you like, which fruit are your favorite. And that's where I will start at, when you're dealing with the meal planning process, because you go with the goals and you focus around their likes. And then later on you try to encourage other foods slowly, but start with what they like. What's your favorite fruits? What's your favorite vegetable? What's your favorite meats? How do you want your meat cooked? What is your favorite style of cooking? Is it a crock pot? Is it an oven? Do you like a grill? Do you like to go outside? I love barbecuing in the summer, and they may too. Like, hey, in the summer, I like all my food grilled. You could grill fish, you could grill chicken, you could grill hot dogs, you could grill steaks, you could grill vegetables. I love corn on a grill. Potatoes, you could put all those things, shish kebabs, with incorporate vegetables, and you can even mix fruit on there if you want to. If you want to be creative, because you only good as your creative juices are when you talk about encouraging them or you pulling it out. They might not start wanting to eat healthy, but by the time you get their favorite foods and stuff, and I say, hey, let's write it down. Because that is a part of the food planning, is setting a goal, encouraging goals, but at the same time respected their choices. Let's go with recipes. I love recipes. I love watching mukbangs where they sit down, they eat, and some of the videos they cook it and then they eat it. But they also talk about recipes, and they show you recipes, so you might be able to gain the person you take care of interest. Like, hey, let's look at some recipes. And they might not like just the recipe book. Go to YouTube, pull up videos, go to mukbangs. Do all type of stuff that you want to do to get their interest. I like cheese toast. I like lasagna. Get their interest. Get their what they like and pull it in the recipes. Or sit and talk about new recipes. Do you like pasta salad? So you start writing this stuff down. Y'all started researching. Y'all started watching videos. And then you start, sit down making a recipe book. Whether it's hamburger, hot dogs, pasta, ravioli with the cheese and the noodle, all type of stuff. You sit down and you make recipes. You could do it two ways. You could cut recipes out, or you could write them down. You could write it down, both of you guys, and make a recipe box. If that is something that you could do with the individual, and if they like that, I think it will be more personal for them if they sit down and do their recipes and put the work in and things like that. I wouldn't do a small recipe box. I would have a good selection for them, because it's like, okay, they'll be more willing because they did the work. They set the goals. Now they looking up the recipes. I believe that is a great idea, because it will be so beneficial in the long run. All right, let's go to my favorite one tip: shopping. And when you do shopping, you have to make a list. And if you want to do the recipe box thing, you gotta have them pick out 10 recipes and write the items on the list. Or if you just want to sit down with them and make a shopping list. So you could do it two ways. If you don't have the recipe idea, you could just make an old-fashioned shopping list and keep up with it. And also, stay true to your shopping list. That means we don't have 20 things on our list, and we go to the grocery store, we have 50 things. So we want to stay true to our shopping list. I'm a woman. I have not mastered that yet. So, that's a wonderful skill if you can help them with it. It's hard. Sit down, writing that shopping list, going. My sister loved sales papers. She would be at home going through sales papers that determine where she going shopping. She gonna write her list, and she's gonna go to the store and she couponing. But that didn't just start right there. She had to start a routine. That's a routine. Making your list, sticking to it, couponing. So that's some of the things that, before you go to the grocery store. We got our shopping list. We're gonna stay true to our shopping list. That means we only put in our basket what's on a shopping list. And that's can be challenging, but also encouraging, because that's where you could talk to the individual or the person you love or the person in the group home about budgeting. We have $100 in the grocery store. We have to stay true to our list, and we stay true to our budget. So if we only spend $100, that means we're not going over or whatever. If it's a monthly allotment, if it's a 2 weeks allotment, or if it's a weekly allotment. So before you go to the grocery store, you should have a list. And then once you get everything in the cart, but also that's back up. We want to purchase things that's on sale. Do you pick the $5 coffee, or are we going to pick the $2 coffee? I mean, you and the person you take care of have to make a decision. Are we going to go with the high end or low end and find a medium end? Or it could be, let's maybe, they might say, oh, I want this $20 coffee. And you're like, okay, if we get this coffee for $20, we got 20 other things on our list. So maybe let's look at another type of coffee. And if we have money left over, and maybe we could revisit. So, it's a lot of things you can encourage, but you could talk to them, especially when you budget. You want to stay true to your budget. You want to stay true to your list. And that's some of the things that you want to think about when we want that $20 coffee. I'm a woman, same thing. If I want this $20 coffee, I only have $25. And I might have something else on this list. Like if I buy this coffee, I might not buy the other item on my list. So that's where you can revisit it, budgeting. And out of meal planning, that's where the skill building come from, budgeting come from. And also, after we made the list, we staying true to our list. We looking at sales. We're going to go up to the counter. We're going to take everything. We're going to take everything and put it up on the counter. Everything. And that's another skill too. Teaching them how to take things off the counter and put it on the belt so you can pay for it. And then after you master that skill or putting it on the belt, then you could talk about, can they pay using cash? Can they pay using a credit card? We women, we like money. Our individuals do like money. Our individuals know when they got $2 in their pocket. When I go to group home and provide oversight, my individual be like, look, I got $2. I can't wait till Friday because I'm going to Wendy's. He tell me I'm going to get a sandwich, a fry, and a drink for that $2. So they know what's in their pocket. And so you take the same excitement for, liking to have money. You use that same assignment for skill building and teaching them how to pay for it. I have an individual, he have a credit card. So you can teach them how to go in the store, use the credit card, put the card in the machine. That's reading, that's skill building, that's finances. That's a lot of things that you can help the individuals with. I do understand that is a high functioning individual, but even a low individual, we counting change, we counting dollars. The same skills still apply. We just modify it to the level of the individual. So that's just some of the things. I love money. They love money, so why not teach them how to pay for their items or service, or being in a restaurant? It's still the same thing. All right, let's go to making food. And that's where the easy quick meal segment is going to come into. You're going to see a meal being prepared by two people. You're gonna see how one's cooking, and you're gonna see how the one is assisting, whether it's mixing, pouring, measuring, taking a slice of cheese, putting it here, just warming it up. You're gonna see a lot of different recipes. You're gonna see a lot of different things going on in the easy quick meal segment, because we are caregiver. We want to do things efficient. We want to make meals. We don't want meals to be expensive. Also, we want to teach the skill of helping the individual, learn how to prepare their food, their autonomy. You're showing them, you stir it this way. You use a can opener this way. You slice it this way. You take a spoon of mayonnaise and put it in a bowl. This is things about, preparing food. Things like that. Warm it up. Taking a scoop. What's a tablespoon of butter looks like? And after you cook the food, you want to eat it and know that it tastes good. And that's another thing too with the easy quick meal segment is, after they prepare the meal, they're going to eat the meal. Which, we all are foodies. Our individuals are foodies, because they always want to be like, can I get a bag of chips? Or let's say you're going to take the laundry downstairs, you going into the bathroom, and you come back, they on the couch eating a bag of potato chips. Or they in the refrigerator. And how you know they in the refrigerator's still open. And then when you look at the floor, you see food on the floor when they was in a rush, when you're going in the bathroom. When you think about goals, you think about, food planning, when you think about shopping, when you think about making food, a lot of, these are great tips in the meal planning process, but also we have to make sure that it's routine. A lot of our individuals must have a routine environment. That means we ain't going to implement this system today and then next week it fall off. You have to be consistent with meal planning, consistent with shopping, consistent with making a grocery list, consistent with their goals. Because after you start the meal planning process and say you want to implement something like this, you could revisit their goals. You could revisit the goal monthly. You could sit down with the individual and say, how do you think you did last month with your goals? The individual could say, well, I think last month I had like too many hamburgers. I don't think that I did well. So that's when, as the caregiver, you could say, what do you think we should do next month? Should we try a different process? Should we try a different way? How would you like to implement it? What would you like to do? And they might even say, you know what? I just want to eat one hamburger a week. And I say, you know what? Let's write these goals down. These are new goals. So we're gonna commit to eating one hamburger a week. We only could commit to eating out one day a week. That means we're gonna be cooking. And then I say, okay, let's get the monthly schedule for next month. We're gonna sit down. And we're gonna put the menu together. So we know, what do you think Fridays? Do you want to eat out on Fridays? Yeah, I want to eat out on Fridays. So you say, Fridays you could put on the calendar, eatery of choice. And we could talk about preparing meals the other days. They ain't got to be easy meal. We could talk about, okay, if we know we only going to eat out on Fridays, and let's say you go to a day program, you go to a school, you go somewhere, okay, what you going to eat for lunch? And then they're like, well, okay, let's make, they can make tuna fish. I want to stay with cold sandwiches. I can make pasta salads. So it's a lot of different things you can implement. And you can say, okay, when are we going to make your lunches? Okay, what about the night before? And if they're not really high function, you can ask them, what about the night before? Because remember, we are encouraging, but we also respecting their choice. And in this meal planning system, they lead their own services and goals. We only assisting. We only promoting advocacy. We respecting their rights and choices. We respecting what they want to eat. Making a menu, sitting down. And one thing about that is we can always redirect. We can always encourage. So that's some of the things that is really great about, meal planning. Meal planning is big because especially if you have someone that's low weight, you want to encourage them. When you have somebody low weight, usually you have doctors like prescribe like other things like Ensure, things like that. We're not medical professionals in that sort, but we can always do our best as caregivers to make sure that we're providing a great healthy meal and also include them on the process. Or they say, they have diabetes, high blood pressure. We can always encourage fruits, vegetables, and things like that. Just let them be the driver of their meal planning. And we ain't just making them do anything. We're not making all the choices for them. We're not just going to the grocery store without them. We included them on the process. And when we do that is we're going to maximize the outcome. And what that means is that they will be so happy to participate in the process because they're going to take ownership of the process. And that's where the meal planning process come in. I hear a lot of caregivers that say my individual only like ranch. If I don't put ranch on it, they don't eat it. Or you hear stuff like this, they only eat in certain meals. Or they throw the food on the floor. And when you think about, me stating all those different scenarios but if you incorporate them in a meal process, that would be less to happen. Because he's like, shoot, I'd have did the work, I'd have made the recipes, I'd have wrote the list, I'd have went to the grocery store, I put it away, I cooked it. I am going to eat this meal because I'm proud of this meal. I helped you cook this lasagna. I laid those noodles. And then I'm going to go to the day program and tell them how I helped you cook. It's no different than us. When we love something or what we got to go or when we do, when we take ownership, nothing could stop us. So when you think about the meal planning process, I want you to think about it in that way. I would say if you have any comments or ideas, please leave them, in the section below. And just let me know what you think about this video. And also, always remember to please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and also share. Share to all the caregivers you know or maybe some of the caregivers you don't know. And I appreciate, all the subscribes you give me. And thank you for joining me on this video. And please look forward soon to the easy quick meal segment. And also again, thank you for having tea with me.